Before we get started today, there will be an explanation soon, but thank you, Black Iris. I would have not been able to get this video out today, but because my patience has, I have a short attention span, so I would have probably given up, and also an issue which will be mentioned soon. She made a little note for the beginning of the video. I will read that. So we worked hard on this. Me and the Black Iris. So go subscribe to her channel. I have some music that's also going to be coming up by Kevin Walsh Beats. Subscribe to him. He's a good YouTuber. So is Black Iris. She's a good YouTuber. And, I think that's all I have to say. Oh, NASCAR Fantasy. I'm only going to have, Sunday's pick. I'm not quite sure for Wednesday. I'd have to see the Sunday race before I can get an approximate picture, So sorry, but you guys are left out on the docks with that. This food's good. Credit to my mom who made my food. This tastes really good. Alright. Well, with time I'm just buzzing and killing in this blank screen that's probably boring y'all to death. Let's get on with the show. Here's a quick message from Black Iris. Hello everyone. Before this video starts, I would like to say, your usual host has broken/sprained his arm, I don't know, so he asked me to take over for today. Since he made this version of a character in Gacha Life, I'll use him. I hope everyone understands. And without any more talking, I'm gonna start the video. Hey guys, welcome to Gacha Racing Episode 2. It's kind of like a NASCAR podcast, but the first one, my second video of all time, had two things this one won't have. No talking, I hadn't done a voice reveal until my Christmas special, and my co-host Junior, who is a fake character and isn't based on anyone. So let's go! Hey guys, I'm Jackson from Gacha Racing 18 on YouTube. This is my podcast, Gacha Racing. Today, we'll be stat packing Darlington Motor Speedway. We'll go over history, stats, my NASCAR fantasy predictions, and any breaking NASCAR news. Subscribe to the channel who made this music, Kevin Walsh Beats. The link will be in the description. Let's go, race on! It's now time for fast stats. This very first NASCAR speedway is a 1.366 mile speedway, with the banking in turns 1 and turns 2 being 25 degrees, as you can see as I go into turns 1 and turns 2 right here. The back straightaway is 2 degree, once I exit turn 2 here. There we go, the back stretch is 2 degrees. And turns 3 and 4 are 23 degrees. The front stretch is 2 degrees. The very first NASCAR Cup race in this South Carolina track was in 1950. The winner was Johnny Mantz. I probably said that wrong. And the number 98th Plymouth, racing for Hubert Westmoreland. According to my 2020 NASCAR calendar, the fastest Cup qualifying speed was set by Eric Almirola, traveling at a blistering speed of 191.918 miles per hour. It's now time for Track Past. Harold Brassington was a retired racer in 1948 who knew Bill France Sr., the NASCAR president at the time. Both had traded paint at the Daytona Beach and Road Course, and many other races. Harold began planning a speedway when he saw the excessively large crowds in the 1948 Indy 500. Harold bought 70 acres from farmer Sherman Ramsey. I wonder if he was a good cook. Anywho, he was forced to construct on an egg-shaped oval with a tighter, narrow corner and more steeply banked because of a promise he made with Ramsey that he wouldn't destroy his minnow pond. The track Too Tough to Tame was constructed in about a year. You remember Bill France Sr.? Get back to when I started, he's important, as he made a deal to run a 500-mile, 800-kilometer, Labor Day weekend race, which would hold a $2,500 purse. Whoa! It was co-sanctioned by NASCAR and its rival, Central States Racing Association. It's in the Darlington Wikipedia page I used. The link will be in the description. More than 80 flipping cars, 80 showed up for the first race. 75 cars, I don't know what happened to the other 5, were lined in 25 rows of, get this, 3 cars in a row. We can only have 40 cars, and we aligned them in rows of 2. The front stretch from 1997 became the back stretch, and in 2003 through 2004, lights were added, and sadly, the original minnow pond is long, long gone. There's another pond, but it won't be the same. The track gained the nickname Lady in Black because in its early days, staff would pour fresh asphalt sealant the night before. Did you know Darlington used to have 2 races? One on Labor Day and one in the spring, which was eventually bumped due to ticket sales in 2003. To be in the chase for the Sprint Cup, now the playoffs, Darlington was moved to November and California Speedway took over Labor Day. In 2005, it was completely taken away due to the FERCO lawsuit. The race merged into a 400-mile, 640-kilometer spring race on Mother's Day weekend. The Dodge Charger 500 was held for the next 4 years before the Southern 500 took over in 2009. The most wins position is given to David Pearson with 10, Richard Petty with 25 top 5s, and Bill Elliott with 35 top 10s. Thank you, Wikipedia! Link in the description. I took some info from them and they deserve your support. Hashtag not sponsored. Alrighty, so the next part of the script is not going to be well edited, animated, or anything. You can probably tell my voice, but something is happening here at my house. I really don't feel like talking about it. I'll probably say something later. But this is going to be more of a realistic podcast, not very many visuals and stuff. I hope you like the Black Iris's, the beginning of the video. I thank her. Thank you so much for doing that. And if you still feel like watching, thank you for doing that. Alrighty, let's go. It's now time for racing news. It was announced Monday, May 11th, that the Xfinity and Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series will have a field expansion to a maximum of 40 cars. Note, this is temporary due to the virus. Xfinity will have 40 points to first, 1 point to 36th, and teams from 37 and back will also receive 1 point. In the Gander Trucks, the first place truck will win 40 points with 5 points for 32nd. Trucks finishing 33rd and back will also receive 5 points. A NASCAR spokesperson indicated that post-deadline entries will not be eligible for these events. NASCAR driver Daniel Hemric and his wife Kenzie announced that their baby girl was born at 11:56 p.m. right before Mother's Day. The new baby's full name, will be Rhen Hemric. That's a really pretty name. If you have been living under a rock, or just became a NASCAR fan, or didn't watch my race at Darlington, which no one has seen, then here is your new NASCAR schedule. Sunday, May 17th, that's today, the Cup Series will race 400 miles at Darlington Raceway. This will be on Fox at 3 p.m. Eastern. The following will be on Fox Sports 1, aka FS1. May 19th, that's Tuesday, the Xfinity Series will race 200 miles at the track Too Tough to Tame at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Wednesday, May 20th, the Cup Series will do a 500-kilometer race equal to 310.686 miles. The race at Darlington will be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. This Cup race will be on Fox on May 24th at 6 p.m. Eastern. Cup Series will race at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coke 600. This is the only race with qualifying. I'll let you guys know when I find the time for the event. The last few will be on FS1, Fox Sports 1, May 25th, Xfinity at Charlotte, 300 miles, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Trucks will race on May 26th at Charlotte for 200 miles, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. And finally on Wednesday, the 27th, the Cup cars will race with another 500-kilometer, but this time at Charlotte. This will start on 8 p.m. Eastern. NASCAR will be taking races from Sonoma, Richmond, and Chicagoland. The Coke 600 will be the only race that was originally held before the pandemic. Darius Rucker, who is a 3-time Grammy Award country music artist, if you are like me and you didn't know, will be singing the national anthem before Sunday's Darlington race. North Wilkesboro has been released early due to popular demand. It was released May 11th. Kyle Larson, who uttered a racial slur during an iRacing Monza race, raced at a Sprint Cup Invitational in Iowa. He has completed sensitivity training, but is still suspended from NASCAR. Matt Kenseth has officially announced that he will take over the number 42 Chevy Camaro. Both he and Ryan Newman, who will come back this weekend, which is May 17th, had their waivers signed to compete in the 2020 playoffs. It was announced May 12th that since we don't have qualifying, the starting lineup for the Cup Series on May 17th will be determined like this. Positions 1 through 12 will be determined by a random draw from the charter teams in those positions, the charter team points in those positions, in team owner points. 13 through 24, random draw, charter team in those positions in owner points. 25 through 36, random draw among charter teams in those positions in owner points. 37th through 40th will be filled by open non-charter teams in order of owner points. The Wednesday race will be set up like this. Starting positions 1 through 20, the top 20 finishers from the 17th will be introverted, which means switched. So 20th will be on the pole, and first will be in last in the top 20 for the start of the May 20th race. 21 through 40, the bottom 20th finishers from the 17th will be introverted, so 40 will be the 21st, 21st will be 40th, etc. Will be introverted from the start of the May 20th race. For the start of the May 20th race. Any new entries will be kicked in the back. Pit stall selection for the 17th will be based on charter team owner points, then open team owner points. Pit selection for the 20th will be determined from finishing order of the 17th for the 2 Charlotte races. The order will be set by 24th normal everyday qualifying held on the same day. Still yet to give time. I guess we'll find out closer to a race. It might not be televised. That is not official. The May 27th, an inversion of positions 1 through 20th, then positions 21st through 40th from the Coke 600 results. So they're just going to flip it again. Pit selection will be determined by qualifying for the 24th, and then the May 27th race will be Coke 600 results. So your favorite driver wins, your favorite driver get the first selection of pit stalls. The Xfinity and truck lineups will look like this. Xfinity, May 19th and 25th. Starting positions 1 through 12 among teams in those positions in owner points will be determined by random draw. Same for 12th and 24th, 25 and 36. Starting positions for the 37th and 40th cars among teams in those positions in owner points will be assigned positions based on order of eligibility. Pit selection for Xfinity at Darlington will be based on qualifying from the Phoenix Raceway. That gives us the first selection to the JGR number 54. The Truck Series will use a similar system for May 26th at Charlotte. Starting positions 1 through 10, 11 through 21, 22 through 32nd, among teams in those positions in owner points, 33rd through 40th will be the same with a draw among new teams without owner points. Pit selection for these trucks will be determined by qualifying from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Number 13 Thor Sports truck will have the first selection. Is that enough for you guys? For you viewers and animating me? Wait, animating me quit. So, well, because there's more. So, in addition to the completely changing the starting order with fancy words, all 3 series will have a modified competition cautions in early portions of the race. The modifications will include freezing the running order with Elsa at the time of the caution period, granting the free pass to the first car 1 lap down. I don't think anything changed there. There will be no wave around rule in effect for the competition caution. Pit road opens up to the top 20. The next lap, once I go around again, the next 20 can go Each car will keep its position at the time of caution, provided it light McQueen's off pit road in front of the pace car and ticks it off. The NASCAR official. That's a Cars reference. It's a joke. The second part. The pit cycle reopens second time, first top 20, then the next top 20. Teams that don't light McQueen off pit road will lose a lap and start at the tail end of the field. So tick off them officials, drivers. Also a joke. Teams that pit more than twice or outside of their given pit window, because they shattered it, will also start in the back. The lineup will be reset according to the frozen order on the restart. I hope Olaf gets the pole. The competition caution will occur on May 17th. The Cup. Lap 30. May 19th for the Xfinity will be lap 15. May 20 Cup. May 24th also Cup. 25th, Xfinity, 26th, Trucks, and the 27th, also Cup, will have cautions at lap TBT, which is my favorite lap. That one's the best one. It beats the last lap. They'll probably announce it closer to the races. Victory Lane will Lonealy be celebrated. The driver celebrates slowly in Victory Lane with a microphone. The camera people will take pictures like 6 feet away. I'm probably gonna get sued, so I'm gonna move on because Chicagoland Motor Speedway may or may not be sold and turned into a building, but I've heard it will just be a bit of the parking lot. I'll update more when I can. I hope they don't sell it. It's my favorite track on NASCAR Unleashed before the disc somehow got scratched. It's a great course on the game, and the real track is really cool. Heck, it's where Dale Jr. got a slide job back in 2018. So long ago. I feel so old. In NASCAR Fantasy Live, I changed my league name. I'll get to the actual news in a sec. But I changed my league name from JGR Kyle Busch Racing Fantasy, or whatever it was, because it's super long and no one can remember it, to Gacha Racing 18 Fantasy League, which is just as long but slightly easier to remember. And I do have the number symbol before the 18. So back to the news. The pole position will only be able to be picked for the Coke 600 during the playoffs. They will not have they will not have champion bonus pick, which, fun fact, I got right last year. Go Kyle Busch. Also join my fantasy league. That's the official in the news. The link will be somewhere in the description. That was like the major thing this week in the news. A Darlington race will be called the Real Heroes 400. I like that name. Some more news broke as NASCAR released their next wave of 5 more tracks throughout June 21st. Here is the new schedule. This will include the ARCA series presented by Menards. No, wait, it's the ARCA Menards series. It's no longer presented by. It is the Menards. Alright, so there's like a double header, and I accidentally just put it in the one date, so I might mess up here. So Saturday, May 30th, Bristol, that'll be Xfinity. The distance will be 160 miles. It'll be on FS1, 3:30. All times start Eastern. May 31st will be the Cup, 266 miles. That'll also be on FS1 at 3:30. May 31st, remember that. Saturday, June 6th, Atlanta. The Trucks and the Xfinity, they won't be at the same time. So the distance for the Trucks will be 200 miles. The distance for Xfinity will be 251 miles. Trucks will be on FS1. Xfinity will be on Fox. The Trucks start at 1 p.m. The Xfinity starts at 4:30, or probably whenever the heck the Trucks end. So next, Saturday, June 7th. We'll also be racing at Atlanta. Then the Cup Series, 500 miles. It will be on Fox, 3 p.m. Wednesday, June 10th. This is the only Wednesday date. We'll be racing at the short track Martinsville in the Cup Series. If I can read my handwriting here, I think that says 263 miles. This will be on FS1 at 7 p.m. So hopefully you guys don't have virtual school then. Saturday, June 13th, we'll be at Homestead. Actually, 13th through 14th, we'll be at Homestead. So, on 13th, you'll have the trucks racing 201 miles on FS1. They'll start at 12:30. Also on June 13th, the Xfinity Series at Homestead, 250 miles. That will be on Fox, 3:30, or probably whenever the heck the Truck Series ends. On June 14th, we're still racing at Homestead. It will be the Xfinity, 250 miles. That will be on FS1 at noon, 12 p.m. Eastern. June 14th, we'll be still racing at Homestead. It will be the Cup, 400 miles. It will be on Fox, 3:30 p.m. Saturday, June 20th, we'll be racing at Talladega with the ARCA Series. 202 miles. Usually the ARCA Series isn't on TV, but hey, now it is. FS1, 2 p.m. So set your clocks, people. Also on Saturday, June 20th, will be the Xfinity Series, 300 miles. FS1 at 5:30, or probably whenever the heck the ARCA race ends. Then on Sunday, June 21st, the last date that is given, the Cup Series will race from 500 miles on Fox, 3 p.m. Alrighty. Postponed races are Kansas, Michigan, Mid-Ohio for the Xfinity, and Texas for the Trucks. Xfinity Iowa has been replaced by Homestead. NASCAR.com will have free scanners on the mobile app and the site. The starting position were also announced Thursday. Here's the lineup. I just wrote the numbers down because this is when my wrist was hurting a lot. So this is all Cup numbers, so figure it out yourselves. I'm sorry. The number 2, the 88, the 21, the 18, the 10, the 4, the 12, 48, 22, 11, 9, 42. That's now Matt Kenseth. Note that. 14, 41, 19, 3, 43, 24, 32, 20, 6, the 1, 47, 17, 37, 53, 00, 95, 8, 27, 34, 51, 13, 38, 15, 77, and 96. Oh, also don't forget that the 6 is now going to be driven by Ryan Newman. Oh wait, there's more. The 66 and 78. I don't know why the 78 is starting so... Oh, and finally the 7th. I still don't know why the 78 is still starting that far in the back. There will only be 16 crew members with face masks and gloves. The announcers will announce in their living rooms. I thought that they were going to be in their Fox studios, but I guess I was wrong. I don't know. So both Kyle Busch, obviously, and surprisingly Timmy Hill will be racing all 7 races at Darlington and Charlotte on Thursday. The Rowdy Champ announced his plan on Thursday, I think. This would be a record if Kyle or Timmy won all of the races. Or just raced in all the races, I think. Okay, so that is the end of my script. It's now time to get into the fantasy. Alrighty, so here's my fantasy. We all know Jimmy Johnson sucked at the iRacing, but this is real racing. He was doing good before we had to postpone the season, so I think that the 48's going to do well. I also believe that the 4 is doing well. He's been known to be pretty good at this track. So is the 22, and I think the number 19 will also do pretty well here. I chose William Byron because I was looking at a couple of stats, and it seems like most of the younger drivers have won recently, or have been really good recently, so I put him in my number 5. And Matt Kenseth, I don't know how he's going to do in these modern Cup cars, so I threw him in my garage because I believe he was going to do good. That may or may not be true. So yeah, I'd say if you're going to set a lineup, definitely put in a couple of veterans, and probably put in a couple of young guns, but don't put in rookie drivers, because this is their first time here racing in a Cup car. So I would say, like, probably drivers like William Byron, Alex Bowman, etc. Because just looking at stats, I feel like these guys, those types of drivers are going to do well. Oh, and remember, there's no pole pick except for the Coke 600. So, note that. We're gonna get to the bonus picks soon. Okay, we're here. So, previously mentioned, Kevin Harvick is really good here, and he is starting close to the front, so I believe he is going to be winning stage 1. Denny Hamlin is like somewhere in the top 20, I believe. I definitely feel like he's going to be able to catch up and win stage 2. And remember, I mentioned the young ones, but not the rookies. I believe that is going to follow suit, and Chase Elliott in his Chevrolet will win. So I chose Chase Elliott for the win, and Chevy for the manufacturer winner. Now, as I mentioned before, I do not know. I don't have anything for Wednesday, so you guys are just gonna have to sink in your own boat. I'm sorry. So, yeah, good luck in fantasy. Join my fantasy team, Gacha Racing 18 Fantasy League. Link will be in the description below. I'd like to thank the Black Iris for helping me animate. She doesn't call it animating, I call it animating. The first half on this. If you're still here, I'm sorry that the second part sucked. So, not only do I have something else going on, I either sprained or broke my wrist, and I have a short time, so long story short, dog thought it would be a good idea to run underneath me. So, any dogs watching this, it's not a good idea to run under your humans when they're jumping. Period. Okay. So, I believe that'll be all. I'm so sorry that the second part sucked. Credit to Kevin Walsh Beats. Both links to Kevin Walsh Beats and the Black Iris will be in the description below. We worked hard on this. Thank you for watching. See y'all later. Wash your hands. And race on.